To those of you who earn a good salary in a low-stress job, what do? Story 1. I'm a civilian security guard on an army base in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by thousands of square miles of empty desert. I made $60K this year for watching tumbleweeds and jackrabbits. I was always under the impression that civilian security guards make shit, like $14 or $15 per hour. Are you in some special area or have some kind of special training certificates? Story 2. Operator at a nuke plant. Make up to $180K, depending on how much overtime I work. If I don't work OT, I'll make $140K and only work 48 hours a week. It's shift work, which can take a toll, but it's a union job, and we're treated very well. It's low stress in a sense, where if you can pass the monthly exams demonstrating your knowledge of nuclear plant operations, you shouldn't be concerned. But if you're not as book smart as the rest of the crew, you can have some problems passing the initial training you receive and the continuing. So moral of the story, if you can pass the training, it's very low stress. Story 3. I install 1 kitchen per week. I used to try for 2, 3, but the stress isn't worth it, and there's a hell of a lot more money in it these days compared to 10, 15 years ago. Like, rip out old, run new electrics first fix, plaster, fit new units, second fix electricals, then a tidy floor. How involved are you? I could do a kitchen a week. I don't touch electrics as I have a NICEX certified Sparky. I'll wire up ovens, plugs and hobs if he's had to come back for his second fix early. Also have a good plasterer if skimming is needing done to a paintable finish, but if it's just tiling or splashback all round, then I'll fill the sparks raggles myself. Generally it's day 1. Rip out the old kitchen, do any plumbing that needs done to bring it nicely into the sink base position, and the Sparky does his first fix. If there's plastering, then I get him in midday and call it an early finish for myself. But after the kitchen's out, I do any building work or make good the walls before I even start fitting a unit. Generally, I aim to have all the base units in by end of Monday, unless the plasterer is booked. Day 2. If the plasterer was out Monday afternoon, I start putting in the base units. But if there was no plaster and the base units are already in, then it's clad on panels, worktops, sink, final plumbing, and hob cutout. While I'm doing that, my laborer is putting up the wall units, clad on panels and any fillers. Day 3. If there's splashbacks all round, then I start them as my laborer does the cornice and amp, pelmet, then I start putting appliances in. Generally, the Sparky does his second fix about now, and with the new regs, he's mostly changing the board to the latest RCD protected type. I take that time to do stuff I don't need power for, like align doors and drill handles if they are needed. Day 4 is a half day most of the time, plinth, shelves, cover caps over adjustable brackets and screw holes, drawer alignment covers, etc., really good tidy up, seal round worktops, caulk fillers. Obviously some simpler jobs can be done in 3 days, and bigger jobs may take the 5 days. There could be the odd hold-up due to something unforeseen, but I'm glad I'm not having to do jobs in a day or two, like when I first left the school. I only book 1 job a week now, so I know I've got the whole week if I need it. I just like having a laid-back attitude and making the best, neatest job I can do. I take pride in my work, but I also like getting home to have dinner with my wife and kids instead of getting in late and reheating food. Story 4. Firefighter. When I say low stress, I mean that when my shift is over, I don't have any looming deadlines or unfinished work waiting for me the next day. When I'm working there can be moments of pretty high stress. It's not chronic stress though, just bursts of occasional crazy high stress. Story 5. Barber for 18 years. I started off in cosmetology school and went back to be a barber. Woman's hair is fun for a while, but I love cutting a fresh, sharp fade. Story 6. Summer job? I was a tree planter all through 9 years of school. After a few summers' experience, I was making about $16K and spending almost nothing in 2 months. If you can handle the weather and have the right attitude, it was no stress at all. Wake up, eat, put trees in the ground, eat, sleep, repeat. Now that I have a master's and 15 years experience in my real job, I still don't make quite as much as I did back then. Story 7. I'm an attorney. Civil litigation specifically. The stress is killing me. Or maybe it's the hours. Perhaps it's the debt. I don't know. But I am here to see what comes up. Story 8. I guess my job is not low stress or high paying to most people, but it checks both boxes for me as a single 24-year-old male. I work rural EMS in Canada. My schedule is 96 hours on, followed by 96 hours off. In other words, I work for 4 straight days and then get 4 days off. I live in a big city, but the town that I work in is 1 hour and 40 minutes away. So my commute is not terrible when you consider that I only need to make the drive once every 4 days. When I am actually at work, I can do whatever I want as long as we don't get a call. My company sets us up with a nice staff house, satellite TV, Wi-Fi, and a decent gym. I spend my days playing video games with my co-workers, there are 4 of us on shift, watching TV and movies, cooking, eating, working out, taking a nap, shooting the shit with my co-workers, etc. If we do get a call, we have 8 minutes to respond. So I can lounge around in pajamas all day if I want, and if I need to run an errand in town, I can usually get it done without getting more than 8 minutes away from the station. The calls can be kind of shitty, lots of highway accidents and farming accidents, but I find the really shitty ones are few and far between. Most calls are just driving people who don't feel well to the hospital, but I do enjoy the tough calls because they challenge me to make quick decisions and use my skills. In 96 hours, we usually average about 6 calls. However, I have literally worked 96 hours without a single call on more than one occasion. Regardless, I never take the work home with me. I make around $70,000 per year with good benefits, and there are lots of opportunities to pick up extra shifts, which are paid at double time. Story 9. College Professor. If you find a field you love, you get to talk about your favorite thing for 15 hours a week, earn the income of a full-time job, and get several months off a year. Quotes because you use that time for grading and prepping stuff for the next semester. And of course you work longer than 15 hours a week, but what that work consists of varies widely. If community college, it's pretty chill, mostly meetings, and waiting for students to see you. Research positions vary in responsibilities. Specialized schools could be chill or more demanding, but there's potential for the majority of your time outside the classroom to be up to you in how you spend it. Story 10. I am a medical radiation technologist. I think my job is one of the least stressful. We don't work long hours like nurses and doctors, and only main priority is to take diagnostic images of patients, but once we're done, they are taken away by porters, so we spend little time on patients. At the end of the day when we finish our hours, we just head home and relax. I find it a relaxing job, gets easier the better your skill set, and there's usually people to help you. This is strictly for X-rays only, not CT or MRI, of which is more stressful since you're on a schedule. I kind of like my job. Story 11. I'm a teacher and stressed out constantly. Individualized lesson plans for 20 students, 4 subjects a day, 5 days a week. Evaluating data, searching for supplemental materials, adapting crappy curriculum, using buzzwords for the admin, pacifying parents, record keeping, etc. My students are 5. It shouldn't be this way. Reading this is like reading my own private thoughts. I don't know how to appease everyone. Sometimes as a teacher it seems like I have 2, 3 separate full-time jobs. Plus you have administration that doesn't care. Students that are difficult, but just doing what kids do, and not enough time or energy to get things done. Story 12. I'm a PA for a really high-end real estate agent. First few months was stressful, constantly trying to work out how he operates. But now I have it worked out. I get everything done in advance for him, and spend most of my day chatting shit with others in the office, drinking coffee and going on Reddit. I fucking despise working. I've always hated it. I thought I would grow out of it. But at 27, I just seem to dislike it even more. So to find a job that I can be excellent at with minimum effort, and stress that pays me well, is a fucking dream. I also start early and don't take lunch, so I'm home in good time to my doggo. Story 13. I'm a truck driver. Home every day. Just listen to music and watch the sunrise. Make about 80K, could make much more if I put in the hours. The worst is having people complain about you existing. Just gotta have a fuck 'em mentality. I wouldn't recommend truck driving to others though. It's very hard to get a good paying job. I got very lucky and had a home daily company hire me the moment I got my commercial driver's license. Long haul drivers actually make less than home daily drivers, which nobody seems to understand.